Hi everybody, I'm Tara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be using a canvas and I'm going to be using something that I really like. It's a Cricut product and it's called True Brushed Premium Vinyl, and it kind of has like a wood grain type look to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making a tree out of this gray True Brush, and then my family name and information and date. And I'm going to use set out stamps or stamp pads next to this. So I'm gonna have this canvas with a tree on it for like our family tree. And then people can use the stamp pads, put a finger, whichever finger, thumb, index finger, whatever they choose, and then put a little fingerprint on the tree and then sign their name. And I'm gonna have like our family name at the bottom and the year for the reunion. So that's what I'm doing today, and I hope that you find some benefit from this video. If you do, make sure you give it a like. It helps promote it throughout YouTube. And if you enjoy this enough and you want to subscribe for future tutorials, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you, and let's get started. Well, I'm going to use my Strong Grip mat. I have it hooked up to my Maker 3, and I'm just going to go ahead and click Make It. And even though the Maker 3 can cut smart material without needing a mat, I'm using regular premium vinyl, so I'm going to use my mat. And I just have to click and select on mat. Okay, so it's going to do my family name and date first. I already pre-measured this piece and I know that it's going to work. So I'm gonna place it on my mat. And I really love using brayers or rollers to adhere my material down to my mats. This is one of my favorite tools and I use it all the time. Okay, so we're gonna just slip this into the Cricut Maker 3. And actually we gotta click continue to select what type of material we're using, which is premium vinyl. Okay, so they do have a true brushed option for the premium vinyl, so I'm gonna click that for my material. Okay, now it's ready to load. I'm just gonna click the load button and then we're gonna hit the play button on the new Maker 3. Instead of having the Cricut symbol, it's the play button. It's just kind of measuring, making sure that everything is fitting the standards and criteria that the machine requires before cutting. I have learned that if you don't have the right size, especially if you're using a smart material, it won't cut it. It'll tell you you gotta make sure you have a certain length and width. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that cut. You guys, I'm so pumped. I got an RV in my last video. I actually created a little sign. We have not decided on a name yet, so please go back and check that video, check it out. If you just want to learn how to make a sign and get some ideas, go ahead and check my video out. It doesn't have to be an RV or camping sign that you choose. And then give me some ideas for a name. I really appreciate you guys giving me some input. Now, one thing I can say about using canvas is that it's not been easy to adhere it and get it off of the transfer tape. So I'm actually going to use a piece of transfer tape that's already been used a couple times so that hopefully it'll be easier to get it from the transfer tape to the canvas. I'm learning tricks and hacks along the way and trying to share them with you, my subscribers. Okay, so the bottom part that's gonna have my family name and the cookout and the year is done cutting, I'm gonna go ahead and peel that off the mat, and then I'm gonna pop on the material that I'm gonna use for the tree, which I only need it to be about, I think, 9 inches wide and about 10 inches in length. But I'm gonna leave this all on here and cut it after because I want to save as much material as possible. And I absolutely love this. If you haven't done any material or done any projects with this true brushed vinyl, I absolutely love this true brushed. I don't know, it's really cool. You should check it out next time you go shopping. So I'm going to use my ergonomic board here, and I'm just going to quickly trim the excess. That way, if I want, I can still have this little piece to use for a future project. Okay, so it's all cut and ready to go. I'm actually going to use my True Control knife and cut it right on the mat and just not press too hard, and I'm going to use my ruler. And it did, and I did not cut my mat. Okay, I have plenty of extra to use for future projects. And I'm just gonna work on weeding. This one's gonna be super easy. Okay, so I'm just gonna work on weeding this. This one should actually be really easy to do. The only thing is all the little branches. It's kind of like almost like weeding paisley because of all the little swirls. Look at that, super easy to weed. I'm just like a matter of seconds. And my tree is ready to go onto my canvas. And now I'm gonna weed the lettering. Nice. So hopefully that's a helpful little tip for you. You can use your scraper tool to really put some pressure down. When you're weeding little tiny letters or images. Okay, I am ready to go and ready to pop this onto the canvas. Just kind of using an old piece of transfer tape and then just kind of roll it onto the transfer tape, and I barely want it to be sticking onto this transfer tape. Okay, so we've got it off, and I need at least a couple inches at the bottom here. This is 3 inches, so I'm going to put this ruler at the bottom to just make sure that I stay above there so that I have enough room to put my family name and wording at the bottom. Okay, so I think this looks really good. I am going to start smoothing it down with my scraper tool. And then at some point I'm gonna put like a book underneath this and I'm gonna really smooth it down. And again, I'm just gonna use the same piece of transfer tape. And I'm going to put my family information on there. I'm gonna try to line it up so that I can use the grid lines to help me. Okay, so I grabbed a pretty large book and I'm gonna set it on here. So just work from the corner, try not to use your fingers because our fingers have like oils and things on them. Even if your hands are freshly cleaned, you're gonna wanna try not to use your fingers touching the back of the adhesive. You don't want it to ruin or compromise the tacky, sticky nature that it comes from the factory with. So just kind of work on an angle. I'm just pressing and rolling and pressing and rolling. And our family names are actually Russian and Ukrainian, if anyone's curious. Okay. Because I used this tape or this transfer tape so many times, look at that, it's just came right off. And I have that book underneath there, so I don't know if that also is helping, but just some tips and tricks to help you all. I really made a valiant effort putting a book underneath the canvas as well as on top of the canvas overnight, trying to adhere the tree adhesive vinyl onto my canvas, and it just didn't work. So what I ended up doing is taking this clear gel tacky glue and a popsicle stick. One, you can buy a whole package of these at like craft stores or the dollar store, Dollar Tree. And I just put a little bit of glue on the end of it, and then I use this as kind of like a little paintbrush spatula and wiped it underneath little sections of the adhesive vinyl and then pressed it down. So I just wanted to say that that's what I ended up having to do with the tree. However, the letters stuck pretty fair. I'm not really sure what the difference was, but it just worked out that way for me. Well, there you have it. You could do something like this for weddings or family reunions. This year I'm using this for my family reunion. And then I'm just going to have some stamp pads out and with some little finger wipes, and people in the family can use their finger and make a little fingerprint on there, write their name next to it, and then I'll have little wipes for them to clean their fingers off. Something really sweet and cute that we'll have for years to come. So I hope that you found benefit from this video today. And if you did, make sure that you click the like button so it helps promote my video throughout YouTube. And if you enjoy my tutorials, make sure you click that subscribe button to get notified every time I upload a new video. So thank you for joining me. I'd love to have you part of my YouTube family. Have a great rest of your day.